Chapter 2 Spiritual Wisdom. Sanjaya said, Then Lord Krishna did thus address Arjun, sunk in deep despair, with eyes downcast and full of tears, overcome by his tenderness. The blessed Lord said, O Arjun, how can you be disheartened at this crucial time? Your impious and shameful mood will bring you down in great disgrace. Yield not to this unmanliness, for it befits you not at all. Cast off this mean faint-heartedness. Arise and fight, O Arjuna. Arjuna said, O Krishna, how can I oppose Bhishma and Drona in this war? How can I pierce with arrows sharp those worthy of my reverence? Rather than slaying such great men, better to live a life of arms, since by killing them I would gain their wealth and treasures stained with blood. By weakness I am overcome. As to dharma I am confused. Tell me for certain what is best. I'm your student. Teach me, please. Sanjaya said, after saying, I shall not fight, silently Arjun did sit. Then Lord Krishna began to speak, with a slight smile upon his lips. Up to this point in the Gita, the narration of the Mahabharata story has proceeded. Starting with the next verse, Lord Krishna's spiritual teachings begin. The blessed Lord said, You mourn those who need not be mourned, yet you speak words of wisdom too. The truly wise mourn not for those who are dead and those yet to die. Never have I existed not, nor have you, nor these kings of men, nor shall we ever cease to be in the future in later lives. The one who in this body dwells, through childhood, youth, and in old age, will then another body gain. In this the wise are not confused. These bodies destined to expire, all possess an eternal soul, indestructible beyond thought. Therefore go fight, O Arjuna. Neither born nor subject to death, the soul will never cease to be, eternal and immutable, living on when the body dies. Just as one casts away worn clothes, dressing again in new attire, so too when old bodies expire, a soul acquires others new. Not by weapons can it be pierced, nor by fire can it be burnt, nor by waters can it be wet, nor by winds can it withered be. Unmanifest beyond all thought, unchanging thus are souls described. Therefore, knowing this to be so, you have no reason now to mourn. Death is certain for all those born. Birth is certain for all who die. Since this is inevitable, you have no reason now to mourn. Also with your dharma in view, you should remain unwavering, because for warriors nothing is worthier than a righteous war. But if you now refuse to fight in this battle most virtuous, you will forfeit dharma and fame by committing this grievous sin. Great warriors will despise your name, thinking you yielded due to fear. Your enemies with vicious words will degrade you a dreadful shame. If you die, heaven you will gain. If you win, the kingdom is yours. Therefore stand up, O Arjuna, and be resolved to fight the war. Thus far of wisdom I have spoke. Of Karma Yoga listen now, practicing which you shall be freed from the bondage of all your deeds. Those who seek but pleasure and power, attached to Vedic rituals, obsessed with heavenly rewards, their hearts will never be at peace. Like a pond in a mighty flood, water surrounding everywhere, such is the worth of Vedic rites for one who knows the highest truth. The following much quoted verse forms the basis for Karma Yoga. It teaches that the results our actions are given by the Lord, and that we must recognize the Lord as the one who gives us the fruits of our deeds. Actions alone you can control, but their results you cannot choose. Be not the author of the fruits, yet to inaction be not drawn. Give up attachment to results. Act instead with this attitude. Treat success and failure alike. Yoga is equanimity. Lowly are those who think themselves to be the authors of the fruits. Arjuna, you should seek support in Karma Yoga's principles. By this yoga the wise renounce attachment to their works' results. Freed from the bondage of rebirth, they reach the state beyond all grief. Arjuna said, O Krishna, please describe to me the nature of enlightened ones. How do the steady-minded speak? How do they sit and move about? In the remaining verses of this chapter, Lord Krishna describes the enlightened person, the Sthita Prajna, one whose wisdom, Prajna, is firm, Sthita. The Blessed Lord said, O Arjuna, when they forsake all cravings born of their own minds, content in themselves with the self, such are they whose wisdom is firm, with minds untroubled by distress, free from thirst for the world's delights, having no cravings, fear or rage. Such are they whose wisdom is firm, rejoicing not in pleasant times, nor detesting adversity, free from every attachment here. Such are they whose wisdom is firm, as a tortoise withdraws its limbs. All their senses are drawn away from the objects that they perceive. Such are they whose wisdom is firm, even for those of wisdom vast, who strive to practice self-control. Their minds can be carried away by the senses so turbulent, dwelling on objects in the world. To them attachment does arise. From attachment desire stems forth. From desiring does anger spring. From such anger delusion comes. In delusion values are lost. Then reasoning gets overwhelmed. Finally the person is lost. But those remaining self-controlled, even when senses clamor strong, free from cravings despising not, they attain great tranquility. Just as wind carries boats astray, senses can lead wisdom away. Therefore those whose wisdom is firm restrain their senses constantly. Om Tat Sat.